is the Shepherd here, WeLoveMetal.com, and we're with Marty in the bus.
Yes, we are.
Getting ready for the show tonight here at the Back Bar in Janesville. And first thing, besides thanks for spending time with us.
Thanks for taking the time.
Absolutely. I saw an interview the other day, and you said that Wisconsin's like a Europe when you tour in America.
Oh, yeah.
That compliment is awesome for us in Wisconsin. Can you tell everyone what you meant by that so we can brag on it?
Yeah, but really great radio stations in Wisconsin. I mean, all over Wisconsin, there's great radio stations. Even into Iowa and Minnesota and stuff, the radio stations really care about the people. The people come out to the shows. It's like the Europe of the United States. I mean, you can come out here and you can play in Florida and have 500-600 people, and you can come play in Wisconsin and have 2,000 people. And it's rock is live out here, and it's amazing. And like I said, the radio stations support the bands. We're not on a major record label, but WJJO has spun all of our singles since we started as a band, and just a really cool place.
Yeah, JJO's been good to you guys.
Oh, man, great. Best radio station in the country.
Holy cow,
and they've won the award. They got the award to prove it.
Madison, Wisconsin right there, baby. Yeah, because I saw you, was not last year, a year before, Sonic Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was wild. And what a great setup we had. One stage, 5 minutes later.
Yep, side by side, yeah.
And so I'm sitting there, and I was around a bunch of rowdies. So if you could tell me, you guys were describing a song, and I'm not sure what the song was. We were talking about a guy from down in the hills doing some awful things, this and that. And
I'm glad you're dead.
Is that what that is?
I'm glad you're dead is the name of that song. Yeah. It was bizarre how it connected with so many people, because I remember when we were writing, and I thought, this is great, and it's radio catchy and blah, blah, blah. Let's see if anyone will ever play it, because the message is horrible. And it exploded and hit the highest we'd ever hit on the charts. And then the main dude from the God Hates Fags Church, Westboro Baptist Church,
yeah.
He passed away right at the same time. So you couldn't have asked for it better. It exploded everywhere. Our video on YouTube went through the roof. YouTube contacted us, took it down because they thought we were faking views. It was all because so many people felt the same way, and that guy died at the same time. It was this magical moment for us. So it was cool.
Wow. Yeah, that's quite a story.
Like I said, there's I wouldn't say there's anybody in my life that I wish was dead, but a lot of people feel that way about it. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. One of the singles that you guys, I think I don't know if it's out now as a single, but I see it more, I'm hearing it more and more, is Start a War.
Yeah.
Is that something we're going to hear tonight, possibly?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's my favorite. Like, that song and Forgiven is the last song. The first song and the last song on the record, my two favorite songs.
Lyrically, that song kind of reminds me a little bit of like a War Pigs type of thing. Is it kind of akin to that feel?
I'm a big political dude, and I'm just not into it. When you blow people apart on either side, it never ends well. It's usually for money. It's been a long time since we've gone somewhere to stop a dictator from ruling the world and massacring millions of people. That's you know what I mean? It's kind of this last war we got into was pretty fucked up, and we're our soldiers and their families are feeling the repercussions of it. And it's something that you see every day and nobody wants to talk about. And like I said, I support the troops, and I was in the military, and troops want to come home. Troops don't want to be in Afghanistan or Iraq getting shot at and shooting other people. They don't want to do that stuff. They want to be home with their families, and that when they say support the troops, that's what I feel like. Just support the troops, get them the hell out of there and get them home. When billionaires are throwing them out there like disposable heroes for profit, it's bullshit.
Well said. Well said.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's cool that you're political. I ask a lot of in interviews a lot of questions, sometimes politically, and I usually get the we don't want to go there, we don't want to go there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there wasn't very many people against the war when it came out. A lot of them are against it now, and they played on everybody being angry and scared to death, and the attacks on 9/11 and all that. I won't even get into that shit because that start to sound like a kook. But it was just there was a couple people that knew better. Bernie Sanders being one of them.
I was gonna say we need to get you guys at a Bernie Sanders rally.
Oh, I love that dude, man.
Love it.
He's got my vote.
Amen. That's awesome. Well, I want to ask you about a song from a previous album, and it's not really a song, but I don't know the title of it. It's the intro. It's like
Love Letter from a Book. Yeah, Love Letter from a Booking Agent.
You got it.
That's real.
Is that it?
Actually, it's It's not Johnny. It's Greg from JJO, the morning show. He voiced it over, but that was all put together from emails and phone calls from a booking agent that wanted to be our agent, and he did a bunch of metal bands and stuff. And I was like, not really, didn't have anything against the guy. John Finberg, by the way, is his name. Didn't have anything against the guy. Just, his roster didn't make sense for us, and we respectively declined. So then he just starts blowing my phone up and blowing up all these insane, crazy messages. You pieces of fucking shit don't deserve anything. I hope you're all dead. All these crazy emails and messages. And I was just like, okay. So I thought it'd be great to put on the album. I actually called him and said, hey, would you record this for us on the album? He's like, I need paid this much money. I was like, you know what? For free, I can act like a dickhead on the mic. So, no, we're not paying you. Piss off. Never want to see his face again. Don't even know the guy. Never even worked for us, but destroyed me for weeks on email and voicemail, and because we respectfully declined his booking agency because it's a little too metal for us. Not because we didn't like the guy, not anything like that. But then it was a blessing in disguise. We found out what a pile of shit he was.
Well, you turned it
pretty fucking quick.
You turned it nicely, though. I mean, the way that it intros into that, that's captivating.
That's all real.
Yeah, as a fan, you're like, holy shit, is this really happening? Or is this just a way to intro the album?
It's all different. Like, we kind of put it together, but it's all things that he said on email and voicemails.
God, that's just unreal.
Yeah, it is unreal. I was blown away. It's like, I don't even know the guy. Never said a bad word about him. Just, like I said, decided, it's a little too... It's really like a really hard death metal booking agency.
Okay.
And we're kind of more rock and stuff like that. So we thought, it doesn't make it's not a great fit for us. That's all we said. And that's what I got from it.
Well, Bon Scott was right. We said it's a long way to the top. You want to rock and roll, huh?
Gee, I can't even see the side of the mountain. Real long way to the top.
Oh, man, you guys are doing great. Don't say that.
No, we're having a blast. Living. We don't owe anybody any money. We're on our own record label. We can do whatever we want. You know what I mean? The industry's changing so much, and it's not affecting us in any way. We
nice freedom for you.
Nice freedom, and we got our rigorous touring schedule. And that's the way we make our money. And we do records because it's fun, and we like to do records. But streaming's destroying the industry. Oh my god! And then just the other day, I got in a conversation with someone, and they were like, "Well, if you're doing it for the money, then you're in it for the wrong reasons." It's like, no, I'm not in it for the wrong reasons, and I'm not in it for the money. But in order to maintain a career, you have to be made money. It's like, what I said to him was like, well, why don't you go to McDonald's and make the hamburgers and tell them not to pay you just because you love to feed people? It's like, well, that's stupid. I was like, well, stick it up your fucking ass, man. Buy the fucking record. It's 99 cents a single. Because all the time, I got you on Spotify. It's like, cool.
Yeah, thanks, right?
Great. I understand.
I know.
The industry's changing, and that's the way it's going, but it's not helping the artists in any way, shape, or form. So the way we have to make money is the way we've always done it. We get out there and we beat the street. And we play the shows, and we shake the hands, and we take the pictures, and a lot of your hardcore fans and people that you're standing there with will go buy the record. You know what I mean? Because they're right there, and they want to support you, and they're great people. But so the industry's changing, and I ain't got a time machine. If I had a time machine, I'd go back in time and get on Lars Ulrich's shoulders and chant, "This guy's genius."
Right.
He is right.
Do you think that because of streaming that it's kind of a trend in some ways, which makes sense business-wise, to maybe make EPs instead of full?
Absolutely. Why would I go spend $80,000 on a record and you're just going to give away for free?
Right.
I mean, because you go into the studio, you got to book time, you got to book rehearsal. The studio's not cheap. You know what I mean? You're wanting to get it perfect, so you're in there playing the song, 18 times and trying to get everything perfect. And it costs a lot of money. And what's the point if no one, if they don't appreciate the art enough to give you 99 cents for the song that you spent $2,000 on? A song, at least. I mean, that's cheap. That's cutting it short. If they don't appreciate it enough to do that, then fuck it.
Amen.
Put out a record when you buy one. Don't want to buy it, can't have one.
There you go. Now, did you study at Marshall?
Yeah. Yep.
What did you study?
Political science.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I didn't graduate. But I did start out. Yeah, my brother and I both went to Marshall. And we were there during the Randy Moss era, so it was a really nice school, and then all of a sudden, exploded.
Yeah.
And money come in, and like Randy Moss, it was a really nice time because we were the champs.
Yeah.
it's great time to be at Marshall University.
A minute ago you said about kind of being metal but also hard rock. Obviously one of the things that you guys do as good or better than anyone is you harmonize.
Thank you.
And but that you can just lay it on thick with the guitar and just go kind of berserk at the same time. Does the harmonizing, does that come from just how you grew up with influences of music?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My dad was a bluegrass musician. And so all the time there was musicians at the house, and they were all switching instruments, and they're all singing and playing, and everybody sang, and I just thought that's the way it's supposed to be. And then some of my favorite bands like Pink Floyd and the Eagles and all that stuff was the same way. The band, all that stuff, they all sang. So I just thought, this is how if you're going to be in the band, you better be able to sing.
Gotcha. Oh, it's worked out great. But you still have that hard edge,
Absolutely.
Which is kind of cool. We saw Hell Yeah last week.
Love Hell Yeah.
Yeah, we saw them in Arlington Heights, and I know you guys have been there. It's like called Home or something like that.
Oh, Home Bar, yeah.
Yeah, we were there, and
nice venue.
It really is.
Yeah.
We were kind of shocked, but what I like about what they do is they're hard. But they get in concert more than freaking hard. It surprises you. The first time that I saw you guys here, which was about 6-8 months ago, and I'd seen you at Sonic Boom, and I'd seen you before about 8 years ago. But when I saw you guys here, I had no idea in concert how heavy you guys can go. Are people shocked by how you bring it in concert?
Yeah, our live show has always been very important to us, and we would practice. Like when we're not on the road, we'll set up at the rehearsal space and practice 6 to 8 hours a day and make sure that our live show is tight and right and that we can compete with anybody. But as far as heaviness goes, I think people are shocked how light we can get.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the opposite.
Yeah, they're used to the heavy bands, so they're like, who are these guys? And for a long time, like in the early, I'd say, 2006, 2007, it didn't matter if you had guitars on and sang harmonies, then you were faggots. Or 80s metal or this and that, because everybody was so heavy and screaming, and it didn't matter where you went, every band was this death metal band, its logo looked like tree roots, and booking agents always wanted to book us with this. You'll be great with Butcher to Birth, and this will be great. And it's like, This is not the kind of music that we play.
Yeah.
This is rock and roll with it's heavy rock, hard rock.
Yeah.
So what's happened is we've kind of got out of that genre more and made a name for ourselves more and got into with more rock bands like Waylon and Royal Bliss and Wilson and stuff like that. So we're in that genre is not so there's not so many heavy bands out there anymore that are just like crazy heavy. You know what I mean? There are, but it's not so saturated anymore.
Gotcha.
And rock and roll was coming back, and people want to hear blues, guitar solos, and harmonies and things that they grew up on. And it's you don't have to be so tough and angry all the time now. It's coming back.
Yeah, like Blackstone Cherries from
those guys.
Kentucky.
Yeah. They're close to us. Like my sound guy did one of their first shows, and knew them since they were all kids. Is
that right?
Yeah, great band vibes, amazing band vibe.
Well, we're here at Back Bar, Janesville. We're going to let Marty go. He's got food to eat. He's got to get ready. He's got to get the energy going. We're ready for the show here. But thanks for taking the time.
99 cents a single. That's all it costs to keep your artists on the road and food in their stomach. Quit that streaming bullshit.
And buy merchandise.
T-shirts.
Buy merchandise, right?
Look good on you.
That's right. Buy merchandise. All right. Thanks very much. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see you in there.
Oh, we're going to rock your brains in.
That I believe.
Thanks a lot, man, for the spot of cow.
You're welcome.